attorney for Captiol Protesters awarded damages from the state says more claims are on the way.
Jeff Scott Olson won his first civil rights case on the issue this week on the grounds of unlawful arrest. Dane County Judge Frank Remington ordered the State Department of Administration to pay a total of nearly $45,000 to 6 protesters arrested by Capitol Police during the Act 10 protests in early 2011. And the judge awarded those damages on the grounds that the rule used by police to arrest the protesters is unconstitutional.
And Olson says hundreds more could qualify for similar awards. New at 6, Greg Newman is digging deeper into what that could mean for state taxpayers.
Jeff Scott Olson believes that when all is said and done, the state could be on the hook for over $1 million in damage awards related to hundreds of unlawful arrests. Between 2011 and 2013, scenes like this were not at all uncommon as Capitol Police looked to enforce an administrative code that required a permit to hold a sign on state property. Attorney Jeff Scott Olson filed claims early on in the process challenging the legality of that section of the code and thus the lawfulness of the arrests.
We finally got, after a trip to the Court of Appeals and back in the circuit court, we got the state to own up to the fact that that was the rule at issue.
That led to a ruling that the arrests were unconstitutional, opening the door for damages and attorney's fees related to the constitutional challenge. Now, Olson is going after damages associated with his client's civil rights case.
And in this case, because it's been going on for so long and we've been to the Court of Appeals 3 times, those are going to be well into the 6 figures.
Olson represents at least 10 more clients seeking damages, but says anyone arrested under that administrative rule now deemed unconstitutional could file a claim, as well as another now unconstitutional rule requiring a permit for the Solidarity Singers. That means over 100 people could be eligible for awards. Olson says if the state wants to protect taxpayers, it will try to negotiate settlements instead of fighting the claims and filing appeals in the cases it loses.
The taxpayers are paying the bill for the bad tactics of the people they've chose to be their leaders.
As you can see, Olson is a guest on Capital City Sunday this weekend. Now, 27 News asked DOA officials to comment on the possibility of $1 million in damages ultimately being paid out, and if they will appeal this initial award or seek to negotiate settlements with other protesters filing suit. A spokesperson would only say DOA does not comment during ongoing legal proceedings. Amber?
All right, Greg, thanks. And this dates back to spring 2011 when protesters gathered outside the Capitol every day. A year later, Capitol Police debated how to handle safety and enforce the rotunda's permit policy once the group moved indoors. In September 2012, officers started handing out citations and arresting protesters. This January, an appeals court determined the tickets were unconstitutional.